Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today with a fun new project for you guys. This is called Little Ledgers. Now, you may notice that these are big ledgers on my desk here, except for maybe this one. However, what I did is I found these on eBay, and they are falling apart, and they are quite old. This one is very much in pieces. However, tons of character, right? So what I've done is I've taken these ledgers that are here full-sized and turned them into little ledgers right here. So what you've got here are versions, tiny versions of the bigger ledgers here. Now, what we did is we scanned these in, so the colors are a little bit different on these than they are on here, which is kind of crazy, but true. But I thought it would be fun to make small little ledgers out of real, actual ledgers. So that is what I have done here. So I have these little guys here, and I have all the printables ready for you guys. So I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to go through the printables, and then we will go through how we can put these together and have our own little ledgers. Okay, before we jump into actually making our little ledgers, I'm just going to go over the printables with you guys really quickly so you know what's in the kit and what you have to work with. Okay, so I'm going to start with the kind of tall, narrow one here, and this has, you know, assortment of pages that are scanned directly from the actual ledger itself, as well as some, you know, just little flashcards of words on the top, and then the ledger pages on the bottom. And okay, so I printed mine on 110-pound cardstock, which I have come to regret. So I would definitely recommend printing these on like paper of some sort. Like a 60-pound cardstock would have been better. I just didn't have any on hand, and I was like, and I was just worried about cutting everything out. I find cardstock much easier to cut, so I went ahead with cardstock. But I think that the pages, some of these, if you have if you're going to print on cardstock, you're going to want to use less pages, and I'll just show you that when we're actually making them. There's like a lined page and a graph page here. These are 2 side pockets for these. Okay, this is the littlest one here. This is the little brown one, and it's got some labels on here as well as some tabs here. I'll show you what my idea with these are. And then there's just like pages and pages from the actual ledger itself. I tried to include as many as I could, you know, because like, you know, scanning, like some of them are in better condition than others, so we tried to scan as many as we could that were in the best condition. So those are the first 2 ledgers, and now this is the third one. This is the one that actually says journal on the front. It's the biggest one, and it actually has a spine. Okay, so you're going to score here and here, and I'll show you that when we actually put this one together. And there's some page tabs on here as well. And then all of the pages for this. This was the one that was in the most roughest shape that I used. I did want to use one that was in rough shape though, because I love how that looks. And, you know, there were things that were pasted down and torn out of it. So I wanted to preserve as much of that like original character as I could. These pages were not even in the ledger. They were loose. So yeah, so that's these guys here. These there were a lot of pages in this one that like pieces were cut out of. It was kind of crazy. So that's this one here. And I tried to find one page for at least that had a little bit of extra space on it that wasn't fully covered in handwriting, so that you would have some room to do your own writing in there as well. Okay, so that's those. And let's look at the background papers here really quick. So these are in both orientations, portrait and landscape, because the papers in this kit are portrait and landscape. So I tried to create backgrounds in both of those orientations. These are the ledger backgrounds. These are the ones that I printed on the back of my pages for the most part. In some cases I did freelance and print this one as well. It just kind of depended when I was printing. For the ledger pages, I did do two different ledgers, two different style pages for the horizontal landscape one and the portrait one, just for some variety's sake on that one. This one is only in portrait because of the nature of the things that I used for it. Okay, and then for this blue one, I did a little bit different for the portrait than I did for the landscape. It's very hard for me to do the same thing. So I made it bigger for the landscape, smaller and more distressed for the portrait. And then I also have this one here in both landscape and portrait. Okay. And then this is the one that's the most fun of all. This is the interior of the biggest ledger. And I'll show it to you like here again. Just so you can see, like, this is what the interior looked like. So I took that and scanned it, and this is what we got. So I thought it would be fun to include this one as a page in the kit that you could put on the backs of things. It's very kind of chaotic and fun, and it's very organic, so I just thought it would be a really nice inclusion in this kit. Okay, so let's do the ephemera. I'm going to move all these guys aside here. Okay, so there's a bunch of ephemera for this. There's 3 books in here, so I tried to be plentiful with the ephemera, which is not usually a problem. I'm usually pretty plentiful with it, so there's a lot. So you can pick what you want to cut, and then, you know, just don't print the rest. Okay, so these are 1.5. These are 2 inches, just so you know, and these are 2 inches for punching. So little mini envelopes. I thought these postcards would make cute little pockets for the ledgers, and I don't know, just fun little ephemera for that as well. This is all the like kind of tiny word ephemera here, and then we have tabs and tickets on this one. These are more like travel tickets, you know, and there's the little bits and pieces of all different kinds of stuff on here. And then this is mostly the tags. There's a couple of flags on here as well. And some labels. And this is some imagery, because I thought it'd be fun to have a lot of contrasty different stuff, different colors, some black and white, some color, you know, some in color, stuff like that. Not a ton of fussy cuts for this one. So, and then there's also a washi strip page where there's like 2 lists of ledgers. I thought this would be fun to have, like, this would enable you to put like lined paper anywhere you wanted in the ledger, and then a ruler, and then also just like 2 little patterns. So, all right, so that is the printables. So now we can hop into actually making our little ledgers. Okay, so we have 3 ledgers. So for this one here, I'm going to just use like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch for this. I think it'll be the easiest way to put this together. Like I said before, I did print my pages on cardstock, but I wish I'd printed them on paper, because if I had printed them on paper, I think I could have glued these back to back so that the so that it looks like this instead of having other pages in between. I'm okay with having the other pages in between because I do have so much ephemera to decorate it with, so it's not going to end up being a huge deal. But one thing that I am going to do is, this here is the actual interior of this particular ledger. So I thought it would be, I should keep these right here so I can show you guys. So I thought it would be, you know, good to actually put that on the inside of the ledger, so of mine. So I'm just going to glue this down onto there. So I'm just going to take this one and kind of center this on here and glue this in before I sew in my other pages. So that way I have a semi-authentic interior, even if all of my pages aren't going to be like solid ledger for this one. And like I said before, I did take some pages out for mine because my pages are so thick that it like is hampering the success of the ledger to be a ledger. So it's just like too much, you know. Okay, so I got this here. So I'm just going to glue this down on this side. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to run some glue along the edge of this side too. Because all of these pages were made from kind of organic, like, you know, different sized pages, and they're not like measured out like they usually are. So they're a little bit, let's make sure this is lined up before I do that. They're a little bit less even, so just like than they usually are. So you just have to kind of be a little more patient with them. Well, there we go. That's good. Okay. So let's put this on here. I'm using the glue stick for this right now, just because I'm going to be poking holes in this in a second, and I didn't want to have a bunch of wet glue on there. Okay, so my plan here is to do, I think I will do, I decided, yeah, let's do it like this. Okay, so I'm going to have my pages, I'll have this be my centerfold here. And you know what I could do too, if I wanted to, would be to like print out the ledger pages on regular paper and glue them on here. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because I think I do have enough ephemera to like decorate everything and have it be fine, you know, have it look, you know, pleasing. So, okay, so I'm going to fold that there. I'm going to get these like down in here. So the first one I'm going to do here is I'm going to just do a traditional binding on this one with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I found some blue thread in my little cabinet, so I thought this would be fun to use with this since it has the blue edge, and then I could have the stitches showing on the outside and it would coordinate. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. Okay, so to start this out, we are going to just clip these here to hold our signature together. You want to make sure that everything's kind of even and where you want it, you know, for your final, you know, how you want it after it's sewn in. Once that's done, you can just clip it like I have here. And then we're going to grab our thread here. I have done 3 lengths here for each signature is what I usually do. And then I did a little bit of extra just in case, because, you know, I always like to have a little insurance policy in case. I don't know what's going to go wrong with the thread, but, you know, you never know what could go wrong. Okay, and now as soon as I thread this guy here, I'm going to poke my holes. Okay, so now I have my thread ready. So now I'm going to just poke some holes. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to poke this one through here in the center. And then I'm just going to try to come down say that's probably a little less than an inch, maybe an inch down from the top. All right, there we go. And now all we need to do is sew it. All right, so if you think about like, where do you want your ends to come out is where you want to start. Okay, so I'm going to have my ends in the center of my book. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to go up here. I poked my holes kind of big, huh? All right, and I'm going to come down all the way down here. And then through the middle here. All right, and that's all she wrote. Now we just have to tie this off. I'm gonna trim my, the one side of these that's really, really long. And I'm gonna leave my ends long so that I can maybe do a little tassel, not tassel, a little charm. Or I was thinking, we could even make a little charms out of some of the ephemera from the kit if we wanted. Okay. All right. So I've got that done. All right. And now this guy is bound. So we're ready to go with this one. Okay. So I'm going to set this guy aside for a second. Okay. And then we are going to do this one here, which is the other. This is, well, it's hard to say which is the littler because this is skinny and tall. And this one's like, this is more like an average size kind of pocket notebook. My dad always used to carry a notebook in his pocket that was about this size when we were kids. Okay, so basically for this guy here, I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. I'm just going to do a pamphlet stitch, 3-hole pamphlet stitch for this one. I think that's the best binding option for this one. We're going to do something different with this one though. Okay, I just wanted to go with like for each one, and you could use any binding method that you want on these. So it doesn't have to be the pamphlet stitch. I like it, the pamphlet stitch, because it's pretty quick and easy, and it, you know, it's really quick to put the book together. So especially when you're only doing one signature, it just 1, 2, 3, it's done. So, okay, 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to cut this and we'll thread the needle, and we're just going to do the same thing that we did for the other one. And it should be the lickety split. I'm going to grab this needle here. That other thread did not like this needle. Okay, I've got my needle threaded here. I'm going to get my awl, and I'm just going to poke my holes again. So I'm going to do one here in the middle. This absolutely looks like the book my dad used to carry around with him. It was always full of writing. Okay, so I'm going to try not to poke I poked huge holes in the last one, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful about how far in I push the awl. I just want to push it like a little ways down, because the further you push it, the wider it gets. So if you get it all the way like up here, it's pretty wide. And the smaller your holes are, the better your binding is going to end up looking. So, okay, so now I have my 3 holes. So that one might be too small. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. So I want my threads to be in the middle of my book. And then I'm just going to go up to the top here and go in that one. So you have to do a little wiggle to get these through. And I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom. I'm just going to hang on to that loose end. You could clip it if you want. Okay, and then through there. Right, and then we're going to go back through this middle hole here. This one does not want to go through. There we go. I don't know why that one gave me so much trouble. Okay, so now just pull this pretty firmly. You want to pull it too tight because you don't want to, you know, rip your paper. And then we're just going to tie a little knot here. All right, and I'm just going to even these out a little bit. They're the same length. And that's our second one. Right, and I'm just going to clip these guys together because I want to put this on here, so I didn't want to lose that piece of ephemera in my ephemera pile. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, now this one here. I tried to get the pages for this one. They're numbered, so I tried to get them in sequential order. I was able to do 2, 3, and then it goes 4, 5, and then it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we are missing 10 and 11 because they didn't exist in the book. So, but I thought it'd be fun to have these go in order. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this one is, instead of doing the like traditional binding method, I'm going to glue these together like this. So it's kind of like a hinge binding, but I'm going to glue the whole page together for this one. Okay, just like this. And then I'm going to do that all the way through the whole entire book. Okay, now if you want to do this as well and you want to leave like a pocket, like so you would only glue here, you could do that if you wanted to. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm going to glue this one entirely together. I'm really good at losing my glue stick here. Oh, there it is. It's right there in front of me. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to glue this whole one together for the first one, but I might like vary it as I go through the book, just to have some, you know, variety. Okay, so here's this one here. My first one is never right. Okay, so let's try to get this a little bit more. For this one, I roughed the edges up with the paper distresser. It's all the way down at the bottom of the drawer. This is the paper distresser, and all you do is run the edges in here and it roughs them up like this. And because this one is the worst condition one, I thought it would be great to have the mess up edges on this one here. Okay, and then, okay, so this is 4, 5, this is 6. So for this one, we could do, oh boy. For this one, we could do just around the edges, and we'll just leave ourselves a little pocket. Oops. I pressed it way too hard because it wasn't coming out. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that glue there. Okay. And then this is gonna go right on top of this one. And then I'm just gonna stick my tweezers down there. Okay. Okay, I just need my bone folder here, and I'm just gonna press this down. Okay, so make sure that is I'm not used to gluing on the binding edge there. Okay. Okay, so that's 6, 7, and that means we want 8 and 9. So for this one, let's go with, go down, and we'll do this one like a side pocket. I can't wait to see if I remember where I put all the pockets. You could also do a tab binding on this if you wanted, if you didn't want to glue these pages together. You could do a tab binding, but I think this is going to end up looking super cool with all these pages glued together like this. So, all right, so let's keep going. All right, so this one, I will glue the whole thing together. Right, so let's go ahead and put some, I'm going to glue stick on this one here. I'm trying to see if I can do this, stack these up pretty evenly. I'm doing okay so far. My stack is a little crooked, I think, but because of the binding will be hidden. So okay, so let's do the next one. All right, so we'll do this way. And this one right on top here. And this is my last one here. So I'll do a side pocket for this one. So I'm going to put the glue along the bottom, along the top, and along the side here. Okay, so this one's going to go right on top. And then we're going to have a nice little signature block here when we're done. Okay, it's very nice and compact. It's pretty good. Right, and then that signature block can go in here. Okay, and there's going to be a little bit of extra room, but you're going to need that room for when you start putting stuff in your pages. So that should be good here. And now we're just going to glue this guy into our cover. Okay, so for expediency's sake here, I think I'm going to go ahead and use Fabri-Tac to glue this into my spine. And what I did already is I scored here. Let me ink this so you can see here. I scored the middle here. And the way that the cover is designed is if you make your block first, and you could score it to whatever size that you want to use, or you could just do, I just scored it. There's like little faint lines on there that you can see when you're, after you printed it. And so you can just score down just inside the edge of these two areas, and you'll get the size spine that I have here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use Fabri-Tac on this here. I'm going to go ahead and ink this so it's a little easier to see right here. And I'm just going to stick the book block right here in the middle, and then I'll have to hold it for a second while the glue does its thing. I'm going to put a little on the... It's not exactly flat, but it's reasonably flat, I think. All right, so I'm just going to put this on here. And then I'm just going to have to hold it for a second, so I will fast forward you guys through that. I just want to make sure I got it straight before the glue sets. Okay, so I've been holding this for a minute just to let the glue set. The other thing that I want to do too here is put a little bit of fabric tape here and here, just for, you know, decoration's sake, as well as to help, you know, keep my spine in line, so to speak. So I have some of this linen tape that is by Tim Holtz. And I will have to figure out, I'm not sure which one this one is. It could be patchwork. Pickle took it out of the container, so I only have the loose rolls right now. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, he totally took it out of the container earlier, and yeah, so that's why I don't know the name of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this here. I think I cut it a little bit long, but that's okay because I will just be able to trim it. But I figure if I use the fabric, it's going to be a little bit more durable than if I used like paper tape, you know? Alright, so let me put this on here. And I think it'll add a nice little decorative touch. So it's kind of a win-win here. And I can thank Pickle for that because he's the one that went and got it off the shelf and decided to take it out of the container. Okay, alright, so that's that one. And now we'll do the one in the front. Oh, I should probably trim this, huh? There we go. There's that. Okay, so let's do this side too. And I just have to take the, I'm just straighten that out a little bit. Okay. I feel like I want to call this tape patchwork, but I'm not sure if that's the name of it or not. I do love fabric tape though. Okay, so I'm just going to put this over here. I feel like this pattern right here totally matches this one on here. Right here. Mine's not as grungy as this tape is, but I feel like they go together. And I kind of like the idea of like the patchworky tape when you open it up. Oops, that's not quite straight, huh? I wonder if I can. Okay, let's see if I can get that on there just a little bit more. That looks a little bit better. Okay, and there we go. And now we have this one. And now we have this one has all the pages in order too. So there we go with all of that. Alright, so what do you see that we do a little bit of decorating on these here now that they're all put together? I wanted to put this here on the inside of this book, so I have that there. And I also want to put these on, I want to put this on the cover here, just kind of like this with the, I have a couple little other pieces of ephemera too that I can, you know, make like a little tiny cluster with. And I was thinking of maybe putting a little bit of washi tape on here as well. I feel like this project in particular really lends itself to washi tape just because the nature of the scrappiness of it, you know, and the like oldness of it too, like, you know, because it's, you know, basically all like, you know, vintage ledgers from like kind of around like these. I think some of these were from 1920 and some of them even earlier. So yeah, so I thought it would be fun to have some like washi tape and have it be like a little bit more scrappy on the cover and stuff. So I thought I'd just kind of do a couple little things here. Oh, and I also wanted to show you about the pockets and stuff, because I did make these funky pockets to put in, and they're like curved on the corner, so there's one for each side of the page here. See, the corners are curved, so we'll do all of those too. So let me put, I'm gonna put this on here. I might want one more row of washi tape actually. All right, so that I have like a little background for my stuff. Put this guy here. I'm not sure if I inked this one. And the little ticket. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. I just wanted to make a little something something for the cover. There we go. Okay, so let me glue this together. Okay, I'll glue this down first. Here. I think the fact that I used the cardstock here too is making my book pop open a little bit. I think like with use and stuff though, it'll just calm right down. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the back of the little ticket. And then I'll put the journal right over the top there. Right here. Should I put this down a little bit more? I really like to push my luck with this stuff. And then this one right on top. Might need to add some glue under this area right here. And then I was just going to take a quick look, see here. If there was anything else I wanted to add. This has this like really pretty blue pattern in here. And I do have this washi tape that also has a little bit of a blue pattern on it here. So we could add that in. I love a book that has got a sewn binding. I mean, it just has such a pretty edge to it. That's my little envelope there. It just makes me so happy. I can't believe we just did 3 little bindings too, which is wild, right? And then I can decide kind of, I wonder if I should put it on both sides of this. I've been dying to do like a project that uses a bunch of washi tape, and I think this is my project. Even though this does have a washi strips that come with it, which I thought would be kind of fun if you wanted to like just add numbers into like a random place. You know, this would give you the opportunity to have like just like a row of numbers that could just be basically clipped anywhere. I don't know if you guys did this. When I was a kid, we used to, my dad had this like roll top desk, and it was like full of those little tiny compartments and stuff. And like, he didn't use the roll top desk for, you know, his actual desk. He had a different desk for that. So we would like get all the like bill envelopes and stuff that were like, you know, in the like to be recycled, and we would just like literally fill up all of those little holes in the desk with that stuff, and we would play Office. I don't think my kids ever had that pleasure. It was pretty fun though. So I'm thinking, you know, this is also probably a good situation for like little paper clips. Sometimes I feel I worry about paper clips because I'm like, oh my gosh, is the stuff gonna stay? You know, where I put it. I want to add something here too. So let me just take a quick. Oh, you know what we could do? Wait, will this match? If we use the Z. Oh, wait, here's the little birds. Those would be cute for right there. As well. Okay, what else could I put there? There is quite a, like, selection of ephemera for this as well. So, yeah, hopefully you won't have too much trouble finding things for places. In here. Okay, I'm going to pull that out really quickly. And I'm going to put this on the edge of this here. And then I'm just going to cut this off. I do. I wish I'd cut some paper trim on the die cutter before I started this. I have a lot of leaves and stuff left over from all my projects, like the Wraithwood album and the Haunted Bookshelf and all of that, but I don't have a lot of like lace stuff. Okay, so these little tabby things here I thought would be fun to have in the in here, just to make like little flips with, like this. And so with that and some washi tape, or you could use, you know, paper and glue, or a piece of fabric and glue. But I just thought it'd be fun to have these, like, have something that could flip on the page. Let's see here. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this, like, because I could put this here, and then it would flip over, and then it would reveal what was under there, which is not any great secret, of course. But I thought also it'd be fun to have tabs sticking out of the books. So there are a bunch of tabs included in this as well. Let me see what like kind of washi tape I have right here. Okay, so I'm going to just use this one here. I'm going to have to trim this ever so slightly, because it's made so it's big enough to fit on the inside of the cover as well. And the cover is just a smidge bigger. So if you're going to use it on a page, you may have to trim it slightly. Okay, so I want to use it on the edge here. Okay, so actually too, I probably want to round my corners on this one here. so it matches up with the corners on this book. See if that does it. That's pretty good. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to put the tape on here. This is good because it's kind of got a ledgery feel to it. Okay, so I'm just going to match that up there. Just put that down, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side just for an insurance policy. There we go. And now I have my little flip flap right here. Is that what, should I call it that? And I can also add, I'm trying to think what I should put underneath it. So I have this cute little girl here. And I think I could put her under here. I wonder if I should put her on the corner or not. I could put her more towards here. Just put a little bit of it'd be nice if she had a little something else behind her. So let's put that on there. And now at least there's something to look at when you lift that up. There. I also have my little dragonfly here. This could be a good candidate for right in here. I always try to plan these things ahead, but it never works out for me very well because I change my mind about stuff. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's see. What? Oh, I have this too. There's a ton of stuff in here that I totally want to use. I realize I've given myself kind of a daunting task because this kit has like 3 books in it, and you know, that's like, this is like, that's a pretty good size project, you know, so I can't probably decorate I can't completely decorate the books in this, you know, video, but I do want to like do a few different things. I feel like that's a good combination right there. For some reason, like, doing this always makes me hungry. Okay, I'm gonna stick this on here too, because for some reason it just calls to me. Knocked that off. I wonder if I should staple it. I think I'm gonna staple it just for it's just more like secure. It's not going to keep popping off. And I don't think I'm going to change my mind about this. So I'm just going to use the tiny attacher and stick it right on there. I'm going to move it over too, so it's not so close to the edge of this with these cute little birds here. There we go. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if I can just put that on there by itself or if I should put something behind it. I really love this like blue color there. We could take a quick look here at, let's see here. I have this here. I'm really into the blue right now. Just gonna pull a piece of this off of here. It's nice to have like the washi strips or just a piece of background paper next to you that you can just kind of use as you are working. I probably should have measured this on here first, huh? Oh, this would make a great belly band. All right, let's make a belly band. And I'm gonna have a little piece left over, but and then maybe my butterfly can just go in the belly band. There's this, and this right here. When you have the background papers and the washi tapes and stuff, you can make as many pockets and belly bands and all kinds of stuff as you want. I'm always anxious to put this stuff in it. This is so pretty. I don't think I want to glue something on top of it. I like my little cute, my flip there, and let us, oh, what did I do with that little piece that I had left over? Here it is. What if I can somehow use that back here? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make myself another little band here with this. Oops. This is very thin, so I'm probably going to have to shore it up with something else here, but I think that'll be fun to have this across here as like a little belly band kind of pocket action, not, well, like, yeah, it's just the other way belly band, I guess, is the situation here. So what we could do here is glue a couple of these together in kind of a stacked collage situation. I could have picked ones that were a little bit wider, but I think this should be okay. This glue is very sticky, so I think it will hold everything together just fine. Okay, let's see what other ones I have. I'm just going to grab a couple of them. We can glue that one on there. And these all kind of go together, so even though, like, they say weird stuff, I think that adds to the interest. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. And then the actual size that the belly band needs to be is this top one here. So I can just cut it based on those. And we'll have ourselves like a very unique situation here. I'm just going to re-ink around the edges here. And now I have a much wider belly band. And I'm thinking I could put my dragonfly on there. I'll have to be careful because the dragonfly is a little fragile with the little, you know, and it, like, is that, I don't know, what is that? The little tail here is very, very long and fragile. And the little arms, I'm not sure what you would call that. I am not an entomologist, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go here, here. You know what I should have done here, which I'm going to do anyway right now, even though I already put the glue on there, is grab a piece of washi tape here. Just go over the back here, because otherwise I think it's going to cause me a little trouble when I'm trying to slip things in. I think I already inked this, but I'll just, you know, give it another once over here. And then we can put a couple things in there. It should be pretty tight because, oh, I hope it's not too tight for this. Nope, it's going to totally fit. So we have a couple of things in there. That is cute, cute, cute. And if I wish I had, I think I have a tag over there. Ooh, or a ticket maybe. So I always feel like if you add a ticket, it makes it looks like it's like memory keeping because, you know, tickets, trips, all of that. Oh, look at that. I have a blue one. Go. Oh, how cute is that? That's really cute. Okay, look at that. So we did a couple of things in this one here. I want to jump over to the other one there so I can put my little ballerina in there as well. Okay, so I want to put this ballerina in here, and then after that we'll hop over and to the other one, and we will do the pockets for that one. And probably at this point, like, I know it's, you know, all my diehards are probably the only ones who are still sticking around, but, you know, we might as well just go for it, right? I've been looking forward to decorating these all day long, so I figure the few things that I want to get these few things in that I like really want to do, and then I can worry about the rest of them later. One good thing about these pages that are kind of collagey like this is that it gives you this an instant sense of layers, like, you know, so you don't necessarily have to worry about like layering extra stuff on. I think that's like kind of the glory of the printable in a lot of ways, is that it helps you get where you're going a little bit faster. Because it already has a bunch of stuff, you know, like a bunch of the textures already on there, you know, you don't have to worry too much about it. I also really love this one with the spade. This cute little, this one's a little, okay, so for these pages, like, that have all of the writing on them, if you want to make space on these, you could either put, like, washi tape over them, or you could put, like, some paint on here, just to give yourself a little bit of space in the middle of all the chaos of the numbers. I just think it's fun to have them in there, and, you know, if you want to cover them up, you can. See here. I know I did leave one of these open, right? Let's see if we can get something like this in there. Because what might be it might be too big. I'm gonna try, okay, no, it's not too big. Okay, so here for this, holy moly, what did I do with my corner rounder? It would be a good idea to round the corners for this, to make it easier to get it in there. Okay, so here. And then what I was also thinking is, let's put a tab on it, and then we can slide it in there, and then it'll be easy to get out because there'll be a tab on it. Okay, so let me see what I got for tabs. I did a bunch of these tabs with these, like, bookend papers, so we should be able to find one that, I think this one is the best one. And then these ones here, you can just fold them in half, like so, and instant tab situation. Okay, so let's see how we want this to go in there. Put this right on the edge. I also have this. This washi tape, I'm pretty sure, is Tim Holtz. He's got, like, a set called Trims. And that's what these are here. These little skinny guys. Right there on the edge. I feel like this one goes on here really well too. If I put this on here like a tuck spot maybe. I hope this is still, it's gonna fit in my, I'm gonna have to recut that corner, but that's okay. I'll just go around the corner with scissors. I have this, let's see here. I wonder if this is going to fit where I want it to go. All right, I'm just going to trim this corner here so it all matches. But now we made a handy, like, cute little ephemera piece for our journal that we can just kind of tuck into the side here. Not a fan of that one. Okay. Oh, there's another little ticket though here. I hope you guys will have fun with the ephemera because there's like so many pieces in here. Let's see if I can slide that into my little area here. Okay, this is the one. I'm like, which one was it? I can go right in there. Oh, look, and it fits too, so you can just pull that right out. And, you know, you can look at your memories that are disguised inside your ledger here. So that's pretty fun. This is a cute little tag too. I guess this one is the one where I'm putting all the yellow ephemera. Because that one can, this one can be like a top one. I'm trying to decide, like, what do I want to do for the top of this one? Oh, I have these extra big ones. This is very blue. That might be a candidate for that. I did, ooh, okay. Oh, I did go pretty crazy on these, huh? I wonder about this one. I think I need a smaller one. Leave it to me to not use one from the kit, but just to make one out of a piece of scrap paper. Okay, so what if I put this on here? Then let's see what we got here. I love how this says garden flower shrub. Okay, so I think this needs just a little bit of a trim right there. Okay, so let's put these on here too. I have an idea. I wanted to put my rabbit on here too, but it's going to obscure the whole garden flower shrub thing. My tag needs something right there. Oh, I have this here. That's not it though. That's not it either. Is this any better? It's kind of weird, for sure. But I feel like it needs letters or something right there. I could cut this down. on there. So, and then we can slide this into one of our pockets too. Let's see, which I think the second one a top pocket. Because I frayed all these edges, they're hard to get apart. Okay. But then this gives me a top tab, which I kind of like that too. So that gives me a little extra something sticking out there. We could also do, I know there's another one that's a top. I should have put post-it notes on the ones that open. I found it. Okay. All right, so we can put little, you know, things that like stick out the top too. It's just like another opportunity like of somewhere to, you know, decorate or kind of add your own like personal touch to. I actually think that the things sticking out of the top are pretty cute. Okay, let me move this stuff over here. Let's do some pockets in this one here. Okay, because I did make some pockets for this one specifically. It's very tall and narrow. Where's my other piece here? Okay, so this one has these cute little like side pockets here. Let's put, all right, let's put one of these on here. This is the center of the book, so this might be a nice place to have some pockets. I just want to make sure that I'm careful about not getting glue onto the pages that are below this. Oh, and I also thought maybe she would be a good candidate here on this pocket. So I'm going to do the pockets so that they mirror each other, which is not, you know, it could go either way. They could go on another page too, but I think it'd be fun to do like a little mirroring pocket here. Put that on there. I'm really hoping this fits in here because I feel like this is a perfect match for this area right here. Yep, that's good. This is good too. Let's see what else we got. I like having these like long ones, you know. I have this washi tape here that's tissue tape, I think, from Tim Holtz. And then we can put this along here. And then I'm going to put this on top of it. And then I'm going to put my lovely little statue here. This Oh my gosh, my craft room is so warm. This glue is so soft. Okay, put that on there. Oops. There we go. Okay, so let's see what I'm mostly going to be looking for tall and narrow things for this one here. I was worried this is going to be a little bit too wide. What do you think about putting this over here? Oh, I do have 2 tickets as well. Those could easily go in here. My little bunny really wants to find a home here. We could like make a little mini collage right here with our little bunny and these little numbers. Oh, that's kind of cute. Oops. Let's make sure I don't get his little... You know, it might be better to put him on this side, though, so his face is sticking out. As opposed to his little tail. Okay, let's see what we got here for this. I'm wondering about putting this is like some... Got like a black, dark black pattern. I think it's a cigar box pattern. But I think it might work with my pen here. I'm also going to add this one here too. I think having like 2 together makes it more interesting, you know, because you kind of created it. Okay, there's that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna add one more. You can even add a little bit over there. I was thinking about adding a little bit more of this too. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna add this on here. That's our little centerfold too. Add that behind there. I'm gonna see if there's anything else to add here. That's kind of, I think that's pretty cute for right now. And then we could add in one of these pockets here, like right here on the bottom. There's that there. And then we could put some kind of a label on here too, couldn't we? Get the little flower one. That could be almost be like a double pocket with that on there. We also have this like really pink ticket. It's kind of funny because like there's not really any pink on the cover, but alright, so pop that in there. We can do this one like a tuck spot here. And then we just need a couple little doodads to put in there. I need to find something to put in this pocket here. I'm sure I should have something. That's too big, huh? I gotta get my little tags. Oh, here's a little tiny one. Oh my gosh, and this is like one of those little, this is just one of the little flags. I'm just gonna stick it on this page here because I think they will be cute. And then we can add something to that if we want. There's another one, too. Look at that. We got like some cute tags. The thing I don't like is how this pink one is sticking up a little bit. There we go. We filled up our little pocket there. All right. Alright, so I think that is probably going to do it for me today. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the description below. This kit is available in my Etsy shop now, so if you would like to make yourself some little ledgers, you can head on over there and grab this. And I will see you guys very soon because we have a brand new project starting on Monday for October, which is crazy, but it's true. So I will see you guys for that on Monday. And in the meantime, I hope that you guys enjoy making little ledgers.